Oh, hey, friends and neighbors. Yeah, I was just sitting there, I was reading the Bible the other day, and you know what it talked about? It talks about this thing, it was called sin. And, well, I got thinking about it. I don't even know what sin is. Huh. So then I thought, oh, I have a question. So you know what that means? I'm going to have to send Pastor Sarah
an email?
No, we're not doing an email. We got to make this fast. Faster than an email. And you know what's faster than an email?
What, Scatter?
A carrier pigeon.
Scatter? You really?
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna do a carrier pigeon. It's gonna be so fast.
Dude, emails aren't 90 degrees.
Dear Pastor Sarah, I have a question. What is sin? Miss Pastor Sarah is expecting this message. So get it to her as quick as you can.
Fine.
Hey Scatter, thanks for your carrier pigeon that you sent with the question, what does the Bible mean when it's talking about sin? Sin is the willful disobedience of God. Lots of big words in there. So willful refers to our decision making. We're able to make decisions, and we make decisions every day. Am I going to brush my teeth when I get up in the morning? Am I going to bathe regularly? Will I have cereal or French toast for breakfast? Will I walk on the right side of the sidewalk or the left side of the sidewalk? Am I going to wear a Star Wars shirt or a Thomas the Tank Engine shirt? That last decision is one that Joshua has to make quite frequently. We make choices every day. Some of our choices also include how we're going to act towards one another. And God has very specifically told us in the Bible how God wants us to act towards one another. There are over 600 commandments, which is a big word for rules, for us to follow, that God gave us so that we know the boundaries or the parameters for how God desires us to be neighbors or be friends, the way that God desires us to be in relationship, both with God and with one another. God gave us those commandments, those rules, and we can follow them or we can disobey them. And when we disobey them, that is the willful disobedience of God's commandments. That's sin. You might be saying, Pastor Sarah, over 600 rules to follow, like my brain's not big enough. Our friend Jesus helped us out. Jesus, knowing and being trained as a teacher, a rabbi, that's the Hebrew word for teacher, rabbi. Jesus learned all of those rules. And then he said, these are the top two that I want you to remember. Love your God with everything that you are, your heart, your mind, your soul, your strength. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. And so when I find myself in a place of making a choice, making a decision that's going to guide my behavior, I often stop and think, am I about to make a choice that expresses, that shows my love towards my neighbor, which also shows my love of God? Or am I about to make a choice that does not show that I love my neighbor and does not show that I am taking care in this moment to love my God? Now, you might think That's going to take me a whole lot of time to think through that each time I have to make a behavior decision. You know what, Scatter? If we start doing that today, it might be a long process, but the more that we do it, we will create a habit, or what we call in the church a spiritual discipline that guides our behavior. The more we practice it, the better at it we become, the easier it is for us, and the quicker that is our natural response. So what is sin? Sin is our willful disobedience of God's instruction. Jesus summarized and gave life and meaning, real life and meaning, brought God's words to life through his life in teaching us that above all, we are to love God and love our neighbor as ourselves. And so keeping those two teachings of Jesus first in our lives, I believe, will guide our behavior in ways that are healthy and loving and chasing after God's own heart. Following those instructions of Jesus, guiding and shaping our behavior after those instructions of Jesus, they will keep us from sin. Thanks for your question, my friend. Talk with you soon, Scatter. Bye.
Wait, that's all sin is? You just have to be good all the time and just willfully obey the rules? Huh. It's gonna be a piece of cake. I have never broken the rules. Scatter. Really? Not even once? Well, yeah, but see, I didn't know what it was back then. So now that I know, it's gonna be so easy. Yeah. Just check me out next week when I'm glad and easy with no sin ever. Scatter, seriously, Jesus is the only person who ever lived without sin. I don't know. You seem pretty easy to me. It's only 2 rules. I can follow 2 rules. Yup. So, we'll see you next week when you get to see me totally sin-free. Okay, Scatter. Yeah. Let's tune in next week and see. I don't like the tone of your voice. It's like he doesn't even think I can make it.